They are much closer to the wine growing districts. We do actually have a little bit of research, but not in wine making, but in precision agriculture related to management of vineyards. And it is not related to wine, but it is related more to information management in agriculture. But wine is the crop that we are.
Opinion on what do you think about the future of the agricultural professional or the academic in agriculture?
About 20 to 25% of our export income still comes from agriculture. There are people who say agriculture has no future, but I think we need to double our food production in 20 years with less land and water and energy. So there are enormous challenges. And if we are to ensure food security around the world and prosperity in many countries, then I think agriculture has an enormous future. I think the difficulty is convincing students to study agriculture instead of studying finance and banking and these sorts of things. The meeting I was before, when I came here late, we actually had two people from recruiting companies talk to our second year students, and both of them were very encouraging about job prospects for graduates, and in many places there are shortages. Even for countries where they do not earn income from agriculture, if their food production falls below the level where they are self-sufficient, they will have to import food, and this will have other economic consequences. I don't have any. I see a very bright future for agriculture, but I think it is difficult at the moment to try to attract students into agriculture.
Career in the population in agriculture.
Oh, in Australia it is. Well, we actually we did some research on this just published now. The total workforce engaged in agriculture, what we call the agriculture value chain, which is from the producer to the consumer, is about 16%, but less than 2% of that is on farm. Most of the value in agriculture comes after the farm, so processing, adding value through food products, marketing, agribusiness. The agribusiness sector in Australia is very profitable and very, very large. But the size of the farming workforce is very small. But farms are still very, the big farms are still very profitable. What is happening is that the total number of farms is decreasing because they are getting bigger. And because of technology, we have much less labour demand, and this will continue in Australia and will happen. Well, maybe not so much in Asian countries because labour is still very plentiful, but our labour costs are very high in Australia.
There's someone in agriculture. A farmer spent 4 months to grow his crop, and he bought it to the wholesale market. As soon as he unloaded the truck, to the grocery, the next guy turned around and sell it for something like another 100% add up.
Well, the supply chain. I mean, it's a global problem because markets are global, and trade is now so much widespread. And that is the way produce will be marketed, whether it will be marketed through the traditional market systems or whether there will be contract growing so that large food companies or food supermarkets like in our country Woolworths or in England Tesco or Sainsbury will contract with farmers to produce so much of whatever they want at a certain price. Now, the farmer has has to decide on the risk there, They have an assured price, but by the time it gets to market, maybe there's a shortage of supply and he's actually losing out.
Right.
So these are very, very interesting challenges that have to be met. And the secret is that the people who work in this sector need much, much more expertise, science and economics, because it has become moved on very much from the traditional method of a farmer on a small farm growing something, taking it to the local market, swapping it for something else, and this is not the future. It's very high tech.
I'm sorry, I just got here a little bit late because I have to be at two places in one town, and I don't know how to clone myself yet.
I have the same problem.
So, well, I'm wearing two hats. One of the hat is as a director of the Master of Administration program. So I just went over to the graduate school of government to talk about some possible cooperation with them over there. But I'm the one who organized, initiate request for the meeting.
Okay.
Which is, I would like to say thank you for your generosity that led our group to visit your school.
It's always nice to exchange views with people from other parts of the world. I enjoy it very much.
And he finished learning about the working time or occupation.
We find that our graduates have no trouble finding positions, and most have jobs before they finish. We don't do anything directly ourselves. We bring in people who recruit. We have a number of our companies now they outsource. They contract human resource companies to recruit for them, and so we bring these to interview the students. In fact, the person who came was from such a company, and they are very successful. They will take all our graduates. We have no problems. In fact, he said that our graduates are the best. But our graduates get employment in very, very wide areas of people. They do not work as farmers. Very few work as farmers. Only if their family has a large farm can they go back to manage it. But they will be businessmen managing a large company. So we do not train farmers. We train the technologists and the economists and the business people who will be involved in the agricultural sector.
Skill for various jobs. So we are not only teaching science and all these things, but we are also teaching communication skills, presentation skills, writing skills, and things like that.
This is very important, and particularly for our senior students and postgraduate students. They have to make many presentations, written and oral, so that they can speak very well in public. They can write, well, hopefully they can write well. But they are very skilled at what we call the professional attributes, things that you need in a workplace. They're given a score, and this is not done by the university. And so the students put their preferences, what they want to study, and then the computer sorts out their preferences against their score. So the score is really a selection instrument. And so medicine, you need a score of 99 out of 100. To get into law, you need a score of 99.5 out of 100. To get into accounting or business, you need a score of about 90. And so it sort of matches. Our students, we have students that range from about 98 down to about 75. So we have a much bigger spread. When I say that the demand for agriculture is not that strong, it means that we have to take students lower down the list. I don't believe that that's a very good way of selecting students, but it's the only way we have. We have to have some selection processes to migrate good practice through the university. For example, in Darwin's area there is a Dean of Graduate Studies, and there are committees of, there is a University Committee of Graduate Studies, and they discuss good practice, and then that is brought down to the faculties through the representative. We have all our staff who are newly appointed have to complete some teaching qualification, which the minimum is 3 days of undergraduate teaching, and then there's also postgraduate teaching qualification that they all have to do. And we have a system where if you are going to be a supervisor of a postgraduate student, you have to be accredited. So you have to have some experience, and there are ways in which that's done. So we have quite a lot of quality assurance in our system.
He always complains. He had to report to 2-3 organizations.
Yeah. Well, also the research projects all have to be, I mean, where they have extensive glass houses and field sites, where they do most of the paint.
นี่คือสิ่งพิมพ์ของคณะ
Oh, okay.
เกษตรและอาหารของมหาวิทยาลัยซิดนีย์
Yes. Bye.
Professor Les Copland.
Never
right,
met. So,
that's
so
right.
this is
Oh, I'm
this is the
glad.
bad thing about emails and internet, you know.
That's right. It's
Okay,
nice to meet you
and
face to
Right,
face.
right.
Yes.
And I happen to be late because I have to be at another part of the campus at the Graduate School of Government.
อุตรดิตถ์ราชภัฏ University. I would like to say that we impress many things and we learn many things, although it's really limited time. But I think we gain many things from your staff, and hope we will have continued connection on the something that our group mentions.
Yes.
And hope also you will have chance to visit us in our university.
Yes, I
Yeah.
would like that.
Thank you very much. And this time we have some souvenir
Okay.
for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. And you also.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. This one for ready.
Yes, yeah.
Very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Swami is the only one here today
Okay.
who can take you in,
Okay.
but
Uh,
he wants to let everyone know he doesn't actually know what trials are going on.
Okay.
He can
Just
show
I can show the
he
Okay.
can show them
Okay.
the
That's good
unit.
enough.
But
That's
that
good enough.
yes,
Yeah.
it's really
Okay.
Okay.
The science is going on, but that's the area they use for growing mushroom, and this is funded to a mushroom local industry. Other soil chemists, so I can't tell you anything.
การเพาะเห็ดของคณะเกษตรที่นี่
First and the least